So you're going to hear some up-and-coming talent here. Hilario Duran has taken him under his wing, and he's doing fabulous things. We'll be right back with that. I'm Laura Fernandez, and you're listening to Café Latino on Jazz FM 91.
Jazz on Jazz FM 91.
And we are back, and I am so happy to be able to talk to this young man again and present some of his work. He's a very hard worker, and he's graduating this year from Humber. It is so great to help support upcoming talent, and it is not easy for musicians these days. So I always say, young people who go into music with their full heart and their soul really deserve that support. And I know this young man is getting a lot of it. And he has decided that he really wants to focus on Latin jazz big bands. Hilario has been his mentor and his inspiration. And we're going to listen to a piece from his brand new EP that is coming out, his brand new album. It is called Justinian. This young man is called Noah Abrahamse. Remember this name because he's going to be around. And that was Noah Abrahamse with a track called Justinian off his brand new EP. And we are very lucky to have Noah here in the studio with us to talk a little bit about his album, his release, and his concert. Welcome, Noah. Thanks for coming back on the show. It's nice to have you back.
Thanks so much for having me, Laura.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about this project of yours? We could talk a little bit about.
It has like a little bit of a, interesting intro as you guys would have heard. But yeah, I got to record that in the studio for my EP. And I just released that EP yesterday. But later in the early summer, I'm going to be releasing a full album, which has the 3 songs for my EP, as well as a bunch of other songs in the Latin jazz genre. So it's going to be a really good time. And I got to record with some amazing musicians.
Yeah, tell us a little bit who you've been recording with and working with.
Yeah, absolutely. So on timbales was Joaquin Hidalgo, and Duncan Hopkins on bass.
Love Duncan.
Yeah,
yes, I've performed with him,
great.
with both of them many times, actually.
Absolutely.
They're great musicians.
Working with so many great musicians. And on the next track, Pac-Man is Nicholas Mustafa is on keys for all of them, but he's really featured on that one with a very difficult Montuno at the beginning. And he killed it. So props to him. Since the last time we talked, I've still been studying a lot with Eladio Duran, newly Juno winner for Jazz
I know.
Album of
I'm
the
very
Year.
excited.
I'm very
It's
excited.
it's thrilling every time he wins an award, and he's the best. You were telling me, because I saw you at Alexis Barrow's show at the Redwood. We spent the evening together just watching the show, and it was so good. And Ilario was saying that you helped a lot on his charts for Crimea River, that you were like kind of assisting him in the arrangements and everying.
Yeah,
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so I'm in his Latin jazz ensemble. So I actually, Pac-Man, that is on my EP, I arranged, and I was playing it, I was practicing it before ensemble one day, and he heard, because it's of course his original tune, he recorded in 2006. He heard me playing and was like, oh, like Pac-Man. He's like, I haven't played that in a long time. And I was like, yeah, I have a full arrangement for it. So he asked if I could arrange it specifically for the Latin Jazz Ensemble as well. And I was like, absolutely. So I threw in some parts in there, and we're playing it in the ensemble now as well. And that's been great, kind of, working directly with him in that fashion. And getting so much knowledge from him, one of the greats. And it's amazing.
For sure. He's one of the greats. He's always told me that big band arrangement was his true love. That's what he loves to do. As incredible a pianist as he is, I think that the first love of his life is arranging for big band.
Absolutely.
So do you think that's kind of inspiring you to become an arranger?
Before Ilario, I only really did like quartet, quintet kind of jazz stuff, which, I still love, but it's kind of ignited a passion for, writing for larger ensembles, and, seeing how like everything can work together and like fit in so perfectly. By just listening to his arrangements as well, and just kind of studying what he does. As well as playing them. It's really interesting, and it's also helped a lot in my band leading, kind of seeing how he does everything as well. The other day, we had our Latin night for Humber, so we had all the Latin Humber ensembles play, and Hilario emails me the afternoon. It's like, oh, I'm sick, I can't make it tonight. I need you to run the band. So that
wonderful.
That was unexpected. Thankfully he's doing better, but Yeah, that was an unexpected thing. So I had to conduct and everything, but he trusted me that I kind of knew the material and understood the rhythms and everything. So I was honored to kind of be the person he thought of to call for that.
That I think it's great.
Mhm.
It feels like he's really kind of taken you under his wing, which I think is wonderful.
Absolutely.
And we should mention again that is this your last year at Humber?
Yeah, so I'm graduating in a couple months now. Yeah.
Well, it's exciting. That's
Yeah, for
great.
sure.
I'm gonna wish you all the best in your career. And I'm always here for to play your music
Thank you.
and to let people know what you're doing. So you're releasing the album in the summer.
Mhm.
Are you doing a concert like in the next little bit for?
I do have a concert. I mean, it is in Peterborough. If anyone wants to drive to the Black Horse,
It's
uh,
not that far.
it's not too far. It's of like hour and a half or something like that. It'll be at the Black Horse on I think it's the April 23rd or something. But if you look at my
Oh,
socials, you'll see anytime I'm throwing anything up. When I do release the full album, I do want to do a album release kind of party, similar to what like Alexis did. Um,
yeah, that'll be great.
Something like that would be really really fun, and kind of have the merchandise and the CDs there, and hopefully vinyl. We'll see. I know I picked up one of Alexis's vinyls when I was there.
Yeah, it's nice to release vinyl these days. People
Absolutely.
buy it for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. And yeah, I mean, thank you, personally for everything that you do for me, but also what you do for the community. It's amazing, Laura. And
Oh, you're
and
so
also,
kind.
thanks to Hilario for being probably the second most influential person to my music career. First, obviously, being my dad is a amazing pianist as well. But Hilario's kind of really shaped my whole musical everything. So thanks to him as well.
Well, that's great. It's great. You know what? I want to have a listen before I let you go.
Mhm.
We're gonna listen to your track "Pac-Man," which, as you mentioned, is a composition by Hilario Duran that you have arranged.
Yeah.
And so, Noah, before I let you go, we're going to listen to Pac-Man, which is going to be on your EP. And do you want to tell us a little bit about where people can get a hold of you, or any of your socials? Just Noah Abrahamse on everything?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're on Instagram, you can look up Noah_Abrahamse. You can also look on my website, just noahabrahamse.com. And yeah.
Well, fantastic. We're going to listen to Pac-Man. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and for sharing this wonderful music. It's exciting for me to, support up and coming and emerging musicians. So congratulations to you for this wonderful recording. And I wish you all the best, and come back whenever you like.
Awesome.
Thanks,
you so
Noah.
much.
Here's Pac-Man on Jazz FM 91. And that was the great Chucho Valdez with Tres Lindas Cubanas. And just before that, we heard Pac-Man. And that is a piece that was composed by Hilary Duran and was arranged by Noah Abrahamse. So I hope you enjoyed that. I wanted to put those pieces together since Hilary Duran and Chucho Valdez have a close relationship, have recorded together, and now Noah Abrahamse. And by the way, I forgot to mention that they can find the EP on all the streaming platforms under Noah Abrahamse. I just thought I would mention that again. Very impressive young man, very serious about what he's doing, and happy to support young, wonderful talent. I'm Laura Fernandez. You're listening to Café Latino on Jazz FM 91.
Café Latino.